Mysterious books in human history. Throughout history, books have provided ideas and wisdom to people. However, there are books that not only contain information, but also possess mysteries that are not yet fully understood. These books display cryptic messages, inexplicable symbols, and contents that seem to come from another world. These books have been the subject of many theories, speculations, and studies, inspiring both awe and doubt among readers and scholars. In this video, we will discuss the most mysterious books in human history, so let's begin. Ripley Scroll. The Ripley Scroll is an ancient manuscript related to alchemy and is believed to have originated in the 15th century. It is named after George Ripley, an English alchemist active during that time. The Ripley Scroll is a series of scrolls containing cryptic illustrations and texts. It features detailed images depicting the processes of alchemy, including the purification of materials and the creation of the philosopher's stone. The illustrations contain various alchemical symbols, such as dragons, kings, queens, and hermetic vessels. These images often represent allegories and metaphors used by alchemists to describe their work. The primary purpose of these scrolls is to explain the process of creating the philosopher's stone, a mythical substance said to have the ability to turn base metals into gold and grant immortality. The text and images are filled with enigmatic messages and alchemical symbols that require deep knowledge of alchemy to understand. Many versions of the Ripley Scroll exist, and each one may have slight differences in illustrations and text. Some of the well-known copies can be found in the British Library, the Bodleian Library in Oxford, and other major research institutions in Europe. The Ripley Scroll is considered one of the most influential alchemical manuscripts in history. It has served as an inspiration to many alchemists and provided valuable insights into ancient alchemical methods. Many scholars and experts in alchemy have studied the Ripley Scroll to try and understand the technical and spiritual aspects of the alchemical processes. The scroll continues to be a subject of study and interpretation, offering new insights into the history of alchemy and mystical traditions. The Ripley Scroll is an important document that provides a deep perspective into the world of alchemy in the 15th century. Its cryptic illustrations and texts offer a challenge to those who wish to understand the mystery of the philosopher's stone and other alchemical concepts. The Ripley Scroll continues to be admired and studied, remaining a symbol of the alchemical quest for wisdom and transformation. The Picatrix. The Picatrix, also known by its original Arabic name Gayat al-Hakim, meaning the goal of the wise, was written in the 11th century, although the exact date of composition is uncertain. The Latin version, known as Picatrix, appeared in the 12th or 13th century. The exact author is unknown, but it is often attributed to Arab astrologers and alchemists in the region of Al-Andalus, which is now modern Spain. The Picatrix is an extensive treatise covering astrology, magic, alchemy, and other esoteric sciences. It contains rituals, incantations, and formulas for various magical practices. The book is divided into 4 books or parts, with a total of 400 pages. Each part details astrological correspondences, magical talismans, and rituals. The first book discusses the theory of magic and the principles of natural science, while the second book contains detailed instructions for making magical talismans and amulets. The third book focuses on planetary correspondences and their effects on magic and astrology, and the fourth discusses various rituals and magical practices connected to different celestial entities. The language of the Picatrix is known for its complexity and cryptic nature, with much metaphysical and alchemical terminology. The original Arabic text was translated into Latin, which became more widely known and used in Europe in the subsequent centuries. The Picatrix had a significant influence on medieval and Renaissance magic. It became an important guide for astrologers, alchemists, and practitioners of esoteric traditions. The concepts and rituals contained in the Picatrix became the foundation of many occult traditions and practices in Europe. To this day, it is studied by scholars of alchemy, astrology, and magic to understand ancient beliefs and practices. Many rituals and incantations in the Picatrix are considered dangerous and potentially harmful. Some involve the use of ingredients and practices that can pose risks. The use of magic and astrological practices described in the Picatrix was often considered immoral or contrary to religious beliefs during the Middle Ages. The Picatrix is an important document in the history of magic and astrology, providing deep insights into the esoteric practices of ancient times. Its cryptic language and complex content continue to be the subject of study and interpretation, offering new perspectives on mystical and metaphysical traditions. Book of Soiga. The Book of Soiga, also known as Alderaya, is a mysterious grimoire or magic book from the 16th century. It is well known due to its connection with John Dee, an English mathematician, astronomer, occultist, and advisor to Queen Elizabeth I. He owned a copy of the book and tried to understand its mysteries. The book was lost for centuries, but 2 copies were found in 1994 in the British Library and the Bodleian Library of Oxford University. The Book of Soiga consists of various esoteric and magical texts about astrological magic, different types of divination, and methods of fortune-telling. The book contains 36 tables of letters, each with 36 by 36 cells. These tables seem to contain cryptic information and magical formulas, along with detailed descriptions of rituals and invocations for various spirits and celestial entities. The book is primarily written in Latin, but there are sections that appear to use ciphers or coded language. John Dee and his translator, Edward Kelly, attempted to decode the book's mysteries, but never fully succeeded. The Book of Soiga is considered an important text in the field of Western esotericism and occultism. Its tables and charts remain a subject of study and speculation among occult scholars and cryptographers. The rediscovery of the book in 1994 sparked renewed interest and study among modern scholars. Many theories and interpretations have emerged regarding the book's true purpose and meaning. The Book of Soiga has had a significant influence on later magical traditions and occult literature. The book continues to be cited and studied in contexts of historical magic and cryptography. Modern studies aim to understand the encrypted parts of the book. Interest in the Book of Soiga is part of a broader fascination with historical grimoires and esoteric texts. The book remains a significant part of the history of occultism and continues to be a subject of intrigue and research. Orphic hymns. The Orphic hymns are a collection of ancient Greek religious songs associated with the cult of Orpheus, a legendary musician, poet, and prophet in Greek mythology. The Orphic hymns are part of Orphism, a mysterious religious movement in ancient Greece linked to Orpheus. These hymns were used in the religious rituals and ceremonies of the Orphics, aiming to connect with gods and spirits. The collection of Orphic hymns consists of 87 hymns that describe and praise various gods and goddesses, cosmic forces and spirits. These hymns were used in the rituals of the Orphic Mysteries, a series of religious ceremonies intended to purify the soul and achieve holiness. Their purpose was to help followers communicate with the gods and attain spiritual enlightenment. The Orphic hymns had a significant influence on the development of esoteric and mystical traditions in Greece and Rome. These hymns became part of the studies of Neoplatonists and other philosophers interested in religious mysteries. Modern scholars continue to study the Orphic hymns to understand their context, symbolism, and significance in ancient Greek religion. Many translations and commentaries have been made to bring these ancient texts closer to modern readers. The Orphic hymns remain an essential part of the religious literature of ancient Greece, providing deep insights into the religious beliefs and rituals of that time. Codex Gigas. The Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible, is a large medieval manuscript from the 13th century. It is believed to have been written by a Benedictine monk named Herman the Recluse in the monastery of Podlages. It measures 92 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 22 centimeters and weighs 165 pounds, containing 320 pages, although 10 pages are missing. The manuscript was made from the skins of 160 donkeys. The Codex Gigas is an encyclopedia that contains various types of texts, including a complete Vulgate Latin Bible, except for the books of Acts and Revelation. The most famous page features a large illustration of the devil. The image depicts a monster with sharp claws, yellow horns, and a terrifying appearance. Opposite the devil's page is an illustration of heaven, seemingly presenting the contrasting image of holiness. According to legend, the monk wrote the entire manuscript in one night in exchange for his soul to the devil. This was supposedly to escape the punishment of his imprisonment in the monastery. The Codex Gigas is missing 10 pages, believed to have contained esoteric texts or secrets. Expert analysis suggests that the book might have been completed in 20 to 30 years by a single person, based on the uniformity of the writing. The Codex Gigas is an important cultural artifact that provides deep insights into medieval scholarship, religion, and art. The mysteries surrounding its creation and its unique contents continue to attract interest from historians, occultists, and mystery enthusiasts. The Codex Gigas is an extraordinary example of a medieval manuscript that showcases the rich history and culture surrounding ancient texts and religious beliefs.